afternoon, and I hope you could hear me over the, it's a cement cutter. I hope he doesn't start cutting it anytime soon, because I literally just set up. They've been doing it the entire time that I've here, and he turned it off just like he did just now, and I thought they were done. But where is here? That's a great question, right? I am at the Oil Tank Culture Park. And the Oil Tank Culture Park, it's fairly new. Back in 2002, they had the Korea-Japan World Cup. I don't know if you could see it, but right over there is the World Cup Stadium. At that time, this area was considered a hazardous waste area. And the point being is that back in the 70s, I believe in 73, if I could look that up real quick. Yeah, in 73, there was a huge oil crisis here in Korea. So they created this oil tank area. It was to store 69.07 million liters of oil. And during that time, it would supply all the citizens of Seoul with 1 month worth of oil. This was their response to having the oil crisis. I mean, it was everywhere. Like even in California, the United States, we had the oil crisis. For 41 years, they used this area as an oil storage area. And the guy's moving the machinery right now. I wonder what they're gonna go do. But for 41 years, as written in the brochure, for 41 years, they have treated this place as an oil refinery type area, an oil storage area for refinement. Then they did the 2002 World Cup, and because they couldn't hold the World Cup at a stadium that was in a hazardous waste zone, so in 2000, they closed down this oil storage facility, and they changed it to be destroyed, if anything. The government at the time discussed about it and said no, they didn't want to tear it down, they didn't want to destroy it because it's part of their heritage, it's part of their history. And so what they ended up doing was turning this place into a green culture zone. Like one of the few rules here is that there's no plastic allowed on site. Like all their vending machines and everything don't have any plastic bottles or anything, which there are tons of vending machines here. Now, that is just a little bit about the place. I read about this online and was like, oh, that'd be cool to go see. Let's go check it out. And they're closed on Mondays. So today's not Monday. And I'm like, okay, I'm golden. They're gonna be open. I've walked around to every one of the tanks and they're all locked. So there are 6 oil tanks here. And each one kind of has its own special type of iconic item there. The first one is a glass pavilion. And if I was able to have entered, the whole roof was supposed to be made of glass. So you could like look up and it should be this like really awesome view. The second oil tank was converted into an outdoor stage, an amphitheater. And although most of the under parts are locked and you can't get to it, the main stage area is actually open. So I was actually able to go walk to it and underneath to where kind of like the ticketing area would be, where you walk through and go up. I actually went the opposite way. I went through the exit and came down and then through the main gates. So that was actually pretty neat looking. And then number 3 is actually the only one here that's an oil tank still, so to say. It's clean, but they preserved it so that people could walk around it and actually check it out and see that it is an oil tank. Unfortunately, as I go up the hill and then over into the tank area, it's actually locked, so you can't actually get into it. There's like a gate in front of it and it's locked. The 4th and 5th are both halls, like they're community halls. And so each one with their own kind of special reasons, I guess you could say. Like number 5 is like the tech hall. So there's like VR and stuff in there. And this is all on the brochure that I got. Because I walked up to all the doors. They're all locked. And mind you, this whole area, there's a ton of construction going on. Like as I look around, there's just construction going on everywhere. Obviously, the guys are doing some construction to my left over there. I think they put everything away. They're calling it a day. And then finally, the main reason most people come here is for the 6th oil tank. It's called T6. They're all numbered like T1, T2, etc. So T6 has a shopping area, a cafe, and conference rooms in it. It's really just where everybody comes to go see. And you go to the cafe and you have this great view of the soccer stadium across the way. Unfortunately, it's closed. Again, I don't know if it's because of COVID or if it's because it's just like they're doing some sort of construction. But I was not able to get into any of them, unfortunately. And as much of a bummer as that is, I do have to say I did enjoy walking around. It's inside of like a forested area, and they purposely did that. Again, it's that whole green idea. Funny enough, right behind me is the parking lot, the main parking lot, and there is one electric car charging spot right over there. And it looks like it's free, at least according to what I read on the brochure. But you do have to pay for parking here, and it's about 25 cents for every 10 minutes. Anyhow, I'm gonna have to try to figure out what's next to go to. Oh, I did forget one thing. So in front of the parking lot over here, there's actually a whole community center complex that's made out of cargo containers. They're really into that type of architecture here. I've noticed it more than once now. This just seems to be a lot bigger than most other places, aside from the Common Ground Storage Container Mall, which I think is the largest in the world. But that being said, this place is super peaceful. There was actually people doing gardening up there. There's a community garden right across the way right here. The main square is supposed to be this like play area for kids. It's supposed to be like green and have all this like a park with sand and everything. But the main construction stuff is being stored there right now. So it's not anything like the brochure said it was supposed to be. That being said, I'm gonna try to hit up the next area here. Maybe get dinner after that and go home. Got some more work that I kind of want to do that I've been putting off till a little bit later so that I could still have some sunlight while I'm out today. And it works because it's kind of like training that I have to do. So there's a lot of video watching, which I personally feel is better done at night. But anyhow, that's it for the oil tank culture park, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.